What's up, Facebook? I got some new glasses, y'all. The ghetto. Okay, this is how non-important my vision has been forever and ever and ever. I have had a broke pair of glasses for like 10 years. This was the first time I ever ordered glasses like offline, so I got these from Zulu. And baby, I am loving it. I'm loving it. Y'all see that? Yes, honey. But anyway, today we are talking about The 19th Hole by Evelyn Latrice. I'm sorry I'm late. Let me tell her I'm here. So nobody have read it. Let me see. I got 3 new messages. Nothing on Facebook. Am I there yet? There I go, girl. I'm on Facebook. Let's see if you can join. So, Zaire was a good little tenderoni, honey. I felt like this book was so mature. Like, I was able to like, hey girl, hey. I was able to like slow walk this book. And I haven't slow walked the book in a long time. When it be like action packed and a lot of like mystery and stuff coming up, I be trying to get through it so fast so I can get to what I'm trying to get to. I don't even know what I be trying to get to. But this was like a nice, it was refreshing, and it was a nice, it was good for my nervous system. So let me know if y'all read it. Have you read The 19th Hole by Evelyn Latrice? It is a standalone, so y'all ain't got to worry about it being no series that you can't read and all that. I have heard amazing things about it. It is a beautiful love story. Hold on, I'm asking Evelyn. Okay, so let's get started, guys. I'm ready. Do anybody got anything that they want me to discuss about this book? Want me to bring up any questions they want me to ask? Anything like that? Right? So let's get started here. So I'm Shaquana, and I am your host of the Black Girl Book Club podcast. The Black Girl Book Club podcast. The Black Girl Book Club podcast. Hey. Anyway, y'all. Okay, so tonight we are talking about The 19th Hole by Evelyn Latrice. The first question of the night is, have you read this book? Have you read it? Have you read it? I haven't, but it's in queue. Yes, I read it and truly enjoyed it. Okay, mama, you read it. Okay. You 65%. Okay, girl. You was in for a treat because you keep it hot and going. Okay, so we're going to get started, y'all. So, I have never read golf romance. Are there any other golf romances out? Black. Don't forget that. Black golf romances out there. Have y'all read a black romance? So I felt like this was so different. Okay, this was so different from anything that I have read in the past. Like a golf romance, a golfer. Not only was he a golfer, he was a gang member. Oh my God, how do you get all of that in one book? Okay, you get the prestige and you get the hood all in one, honey. Okay, let's get into it. So the book starts off with Zaire. I think he was playing in the game. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. He's playing in a golf. I don't know if it's called a game when it comes to golf. Hi, everybody coming in on TikTok. Hi, everybody coming in on Facebook. He's playing the game, and you can tell from the way she's written it that the game has not been kind to him, right? Think of the hoodest of the hoodest of the hoodest of niggas you know and all of a sudden he want to play golf. He out there playing golf. Can you even imagine it? Can you even imagine it? Okay, so just imagine, the world not kind to us anyway. The world's not kind to black men anyway. Evelyn Latrice is in the comments on Facebook. Thank you. So if y'all got questions, give her flowers. If you're not in the Facebook group and you're on TikTok, you can come over to the Facebook group if you click the link in my bio and get in the group. But yes, give her flowers. Let her know that she did this one. She did this. She brought us something fresh, new, exciting into the black romance world. Okay, all right. So again, think about your hoodest person you know. They playing golf. Okay, so he's playing golf, and as I was saying, the world is not kind to us anyway. The world be trying to shut us out anyway, but they can't because we be so freaking cold with it. Okay, so this black hood man is at the top of his game. So think Tiger Woods, but don't think Tiger Woods, because I don't think Tiger Woods thought that he was black. So think that. I'm thinking about like where he is in his golf career. So think like that, okay? So he's playing in his game, and this is how bad it's been for him in this industry. They will not even say his name. They talk around his name. So they say things like he and him and, you know, like that kind of stuff. They're not saying his name. They're talking around his name. His name is Zaire. Say his name, okay? So they talking around his name. So the broadcasters, the people on the TV and stuff like that, they talking about him. They're always like talking down on him. And, you know, he always got his blue on because he a crip. I know that's probably not how you throw up that gang sign, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, so he a crip, and so, you know, they just always picking with him and stuff like that. Y'all know how they do. And so he already on edge. He's already feeling unwanted in the industry, and it's kind of throwing him off his game. Plus the little smart remarks and stuff like that that they say, you know, it's fucking with him. And so he's off his game, and so he's not playing well, and they giving they little commentary and everything. And in the end, you know, this is the beginning of the book, he ends up losing this game. This wasn't like a big oh, they called him by his last name. They called him Cook. And that's not something that they typically did. They would call the golfers by their first names. But so he lost the game. So he's frustrated. He like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be doing this anymore. He always represent his hood. Oh Lord. So, you know, I don't even know if he, oh Lord, my connection. Child, hold on. Let me see if I switch back over. I'm on a whole nother internet. Hold on, y'all. My internet connection is good. Let me know if I'm back, y'all. So anyway, so he lost the game. So he's frustrated. He's already frustrated by the industry and everything. Let me see. He's already frustrated by the industry and everything. Let me know. So he's frustrated. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Anyway, he's already frustrated by the industry and everything, and so he's leaving the game. And of course, you know, they have like press and stuff like that or whatever. So he's doing the press, and the other guy that he was playing against, I think his name was Chance, I want to say. Oh, this looks so horrible. I can't even look at this, y'all. But his name was Chance, and he came up. Of course, he won, so he feeling himself. Hey, poo-poo. So he feeling himself and stuff. And he calls him a boy. And I can't even remember what he said verbatim, but he called him a boy. And it wasn't like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? It was like derogatory and kind of putting him down, calling him a boy. And this is a white man or whatever. And he hauled off and beat his ass. Hood golfer. Okay? Hood golfer. Don't forget. And so he put them paws on him. He put them paws on him. Boy, what? You calling me a boy? Okay, I got you. I got your boy. But y'all know they already looking at him in a negative light because they're always, you know, tripping with him or whatever. They always like getting on him and stuff. So then he didn't go and hauled off and beat somebody's ass. Not only just somebody, but Chance is the white boy at the top of his game in the book or whatever. And so of course they got so much to say about him. So in the background while all this is going on, there is an older black man in the golf industry and was kind of like, if I can get my hands on him, I can help him, right? If I can get my hands on him, I can help this young black man, right? Because he's been in the industry, he know what it's about, he know how they treat black men. So he was like, if I can get my hands on him, I can help him, right? So Zaire, he goes home, he talked to his mama. I love, what was her damn name? Isha, his mama. She was, baby, these mamas and older ladies have been tripping me out in these books, but I'm the mama, I'm the older lady. But you got your Ishas and your, you know, but he went to go talk to his mama. And one thing that I will say about this book, Evelyn, when I say you were dropping so many jewels and just things that made you feel like, you know, she was pumping him up, but like the only how black mothers do. You know what I'm saying? When a black mama like big you up, it ain't like, oh baby, you know, it's like, you that nigga, don't play with me. You know, like you made a mistake, but get off that. You know, you went here, okay? And so, you know, he talked to his mother, and his mother was like, don't let these people do you like this. They won't even say your name. Fuck them, right? And so, you know, that kind of made him feel better. But then he got a phone call from the older black, it wasn't from him. The older black man name was True. And the call wasn't from him, it was from somebody else. But the call was to invite him to this. Did you? I know. She had a little part, but her personality was big. She gave mama energy, okay? So it was an invitation for him to come to this land, or to this, let's say like a resort, right? To come to this resort and just kind of rest his mind, put his mind at ease. You know what I'm saying? He dealing with a lot. He a young black man. He's been through some things. Oh, I think the book started off with him seeing his father. His father is in prison and has been in prison since he was 5 years old. Okay? So he's visiting his mom. Hey, Andrea girl, he's visiting his dad in prison, and his dad had to practically somebody from True's team. Thank you, Evelyn. But his dad had to practically raise him from prison. And so, baby, how his dad ended up in prison. Evelyn, you got me with that one, because like, what? What? So he was, you know, talking to his dad. So we'll talk about his dad a little bit more later. But anyway, so it was an invitation from True's team to go to this like resort. It was like a golf resort. Let's call it a golf resort. And so his mama was like, you know, go ahead and go, because he didn't know True like that or anybody from his team, so he was a little hesitant. And she was like, this could be just the thing that you need, you know, to get your mind back right, to get back at the top of your game and everything. And so he was like, all right, I'm gonna go. So he goes to you know how it be when you be reading a book and you start feeling stuff, and then you be talking about the book to somebody, and then you be getting them little feelings again. But okay, so when the book, okay, so that was his story. So then the other story was Meadow. That was her name, wasn't it? Yeah. She is a young lady, and she is the daughter of the man and woman who own this golf resort, right? And you know, she's now an adult and her parents are aging. She had her some old parents because she was in her 20s and her parents was in their 60s. I was like, child. So she is dealing with her her older parents. They're not elderly, they're like 60 something, so they're not like real old, but they're in their 60s. And her father is getting old. He's been, you know, taking care of this land and this, you know, property, Meadow Green. I thought her name was Meadow Rain. And so, you know, been taking care of this property. So she's kind of taken over, you know, the doing of the property and everything. And this little baby is tired. She's tired. Meadow is tired. The bills is piling up because I guess ain't nobody coming to this resort because of course they're black. You know, she's teaching the kids for free how to play golf, so she's a golf player too. Her mother has early onset Alzheimer's. That broke my heart. Like, I feel like I could cry right now just thinking about that because I could not imagine it. Could y'all imagine having to talk to your mom and she not know who you were? That would just break me. But she was there. She stood 10 toes down with her parents. She helped her dad. She was there for her mother, you know, regardless to if her mother knew who she was or not. She was there for them. And Ray was letting everybody come for free like we do. Like we do. And so that's her story. So she's like, you know, overwhelmed. She was, you know, trying to do everything. And this is like acres of land, you know, that she's having to be responsible for. Then she has her mother that she has to look after and all of that. So that's her story. They got bills coming in the mail. They can't afford to keep the, you know, the property up and pay like the taxes and all that stuff on it or whatever, right? So that's her story. She tired. Okay, not only is she tired, she is like one of them black girls who got an attitude all the time. Tell me if y'all like that or not. Sometimes it hit, but sometimes it don't. Hers hit because she had an attitude, but she had a softness to her, right? So she'll get you straight, but she was like soft when she got you straight, right? She'll cuss a nigga out, but like you don't feel real bad for him because she's still like a little softy. He ain't have no business sense. So that's Meadow. Okay, so that's the FMC, and then you guys are here over here the golfer. Okay, so he goes to, y'all see how I be blushing every time I get to this part. Come on, girl, stand up. Anyway, so he goes to the resort to get his mind right because he done beat this man ass. He done lost this game, and they already was looking down on him, and now they like everything we thought about him is right. So true, like, come on, get yourself together. Okay, so he goes to the golf resort and everything, and when he gets there, she is like singing and dancing and, you know, just being herself, and she a little thickum, y'all. Okay, so she like getting down with the get down. He wasn't at the damn golf resort for 2 seconds and all of a sudden he weak in the knees. Sir, he only seeing her from the back at this point. He ain't even seen the girl face yet. He weak in the knees soon as he get to the goddamn resort. Sir, you supposed to be here getting your mind right. You're not getting your mind right. You try to get your dick wet. Calm down, baby. Calm down. Okay, so she dancing, she doing her little thing, and of course, you know, with her doing that, he just automatically sees some in her off jump. He's seeing something in her like, oh, I just like her aura, I just like her. So then as soon as he get there, he saw that ass. That too, you know, but it could have been her aura. So as soon as he get there, he kind of started flirting with her. And of course, you know, because, you know, she got this attitude, she like, dude, why's you walking up on me? And he like, I'm just liking what I'm seeing, you know, you dancing and stuff and everything. And she was like, come on, boy. But was she feeling him at first? His flesh was weak. Booty all bent over. So she like, come on, boy. So, you know, now she's showing him around the property. She's responsible for the property at this point. So, of course, she has to be the one to take him around and show him everything. Out the gate, he was calling her baby. Oh, mama was in it too. See, that's what I'm saying. We all blushing. Out the gate, he was calling her baby. So, you know, she was like, come on, boy. You know, she showed him around where he was going to be standing and everything. And, you know, that was just like kicking it and stuff. And so, what is your thoughts on him being there to get his mind right and her with being overwhelmed? And I'm asking that question because, like, it's cool to have a love interest, but when you got so much stuff on you, he got so much stuff on him with the golfing industry, she got so much stuff on her with this land and her parents and all of that. And you know, it was like kind of like, okay, y'all, don't start this shit. You need to handle your business over here. You know? But let me tell y'all the first thing I thought, because when he talked to Ray, you know, and Ray was talking to him, Ray is Meadow's father. He's the one who, you know, his father passed the stuff down. And when Zaire, they was talking, and I can't remember verbatim, but Zaire was like, you know, like he trying to get his mind right. He trying to find something to get him together, something like that. And then Ray was like, oh, well, maybe like you like right in the right place. And I'm like, I know Ray ain't trying to pimp Meadow out. Damn. But that's what I got from him when he was like, you know, it was kind of like, he was like, I need something to get me back right. And Ray was like, we might just have what you need over here. He was like, Meadow, get your ass out there so we can get this land paid for. Yeah, I'm so silly. But that was the first thing that came to my mind. I'm not even playing. I'm like, Ray is up to something, okay? They was helping each other. But yes, Ray was pimping Meadow out. So, of course, he saw the positive in him for his daughter. Not the hood dude who a crip, first of all. He a crip, he a gangbanger. Now he's seeing the positive in for his daughter. No, Ray was trying to get that land paid for. Ray was trying to come up. I'm just playing. I loved Ray. I absolutely loved Ray because Ray dropped so much knowledge and wisdom. That's what I'm trying to say. Wisdom into Zaire. Like, if you read this book, like, those were the things that made me feel right when he would say things to him like, a black man, that's okay if you fall, but when you get back up, da da da. Like, it's so many gems dropped in this book. When you read it, if you haven't read it yet, he dropped so much wisdom into that young man. And I was thinking when I was reading those things, because a lot of the times I was kind of feeling like, you know, sad or overwhelmed by it. And I've been seeing so many black men entering into the black romance industry, and I am so happy about that, because even to read about a man like Ray and have that type of male figure drop that kind of wisdom into you, it's good for your soul. And it was good for his soul. You know what I'm saying? It was good for Zaire's soul, for him to, you know, pour into him the way that he did. So that was just like really, really beautiful. Do you think Ray was a bad dad? You know what? Oh, I'm so glad you said that, Celeste. Celeste asked, do I think that Ray was a bad dad? He let Meadow carry all of that responsibility. Like we just said, he was not a good businessman. And I don't think that Ray knew what to do. I don't think he knew what to do. And I don't know, I did feel that way, because at one point Meadow even said like maybe she's never had anyone she can depend on, or she ain't had nobody she can count on. And I'm like, what the hell Ray been doing over her all this time? And I'm like, what? I don't think he was bad. I just think he was set in his ways. I think that he just didn't know. He didn't know what the hell was going on. He didn't know what he was doing. And finally, he was like, girl, if you got it, go on, take it. You know what I'm saying? But, like, she had a lot of pressure on her. But I was thinking that same thing. But he felt it at the end, too, because he was feeling bad. He was feeling bad at the end. Girl. But anyway, so you got this man with this horse on this land. And you got this girl who needs to blow off some steam on the thing with this man, okay? So what y'all think gonna happen when you got a man with a horse on the land, and you got a girl who needs to let off some steam on the same leg, okay? So of course they she was kind of trying to steer clear of him, because like I said, I got too much going on. I can't be trying to get into it with no golf player, baby. We in two different worlds. I'm trying to pay some bills, you doing your own thing, right? So she was trying to steer clear of him, but he wasn't letting it happen. He was like, come here, bring that on over here. So he was playing her close. He was acting like he was trying to do his thing or whatever around the land, which it was good for him to be on that property. It did allow him to clear his head. He started playing golf better, you know, and all of that good stuff or whatever. He started playing golf better, doing his thing. She said that Rose was tired. Come here, boy. Come on over here, boy. So he finally got her. So she taught kids for free, you know, how to golf. Little black kids would come and have golf practice. Them kids was bad, and they really didn't want to play golf. But, you know, she was teaching them and everything. And so they were like, oh, this is boring. We don't want to be here, you know, and all that. So then he walks up, surprisingly, to save the day. He comes to help and everything. And so, you know, she had her little black girl attitude on, but the kids knew who he was, right? You know how you from the hood or whatever, and you ain't never watched golf a day in your life, but once you see somebody who, you know, come from the same place as you tapped in. So the kids knew who he was, probably from his endorsements and everything like that. And so the kids saw him, and the kids was like, first they was like they ain't want to play, but then when he came up, it's like, oh yeah, we excited about this now, right? Yes, DJ was a whole trip. And so yeah, so, you know, he started playing with the kids. And of course, as a woman, when you see a man and, you know, he's interacting with these children, and, you know, he kind of came and helped, and now the kids are excited and interested in golf, you know, you get a little thumpity and your ovaries start doing a little jumpy. So after this, there was like a turning point for them, which it had only been like 3 or 4 days. So this was like a little turning point for them after the kid situation. So now they're kind of getting closer to each other and having more conversations with each other. You know, they meeting each other under the tree and stuff and all that on the land. Could you imagine being in this place with this person where the outside world is not really there? Kind of like the Last Man on Earth. But, you know, people in the outside world can't interfere with what you have going on this resort, because there wasn't really nobody else there. It was just them. You know, you just have all this space and opportunity. So they started communicating with each other. You know, they were able to kind of disclose some of the things, not too deep, but some of the things that they were going through. It was like he and he wouldn't touch her. He wanted to, Celeste. He wanted to. It was like almost like they were kind of going through the same things in different parts of life. They were both feeling overwhelmed by life and by their responsibilities. Her on the resort, him in golf. And so they kind of bonded over that, right? And talked to each other over that. So of course they started talking. How do you feel like their interaction was between the two of them? Like, I can't put it into terms how I was feeling like. Were they compatible? Let's start there. Did y'all feel like they were compatible? Meadow kind of seemed she was kind of slow for him, right? She almost gave like meek mild, even though she had this little attitude. But remember, I told y'all she was soft, right? She was soft. So she kind of gave like she wasn't really not on his level, but he was just fast for her. He had a lot going on. He was just fast for her, you know, whatever. So, but yeah, they were interacting and stuff like that. What did y'all think about her telling the story to her mother? That was like a beautiful thing. So her mother is going through dementia, and she would go and read these stories to her mom. Her mom didn't know who she was from reading the stories to her, but he was building a friendship. Okay. But she would go and she would read this fairy tale to her mom. So it was like we were reading a fairy tale happening between the two of them, and she was telling her mom this fairy tale story about this girl. And I just felt like the girl was her throughout the entire story. And her mom would like light up and get excited about, it was so many really heartfelt moments in here. But her reading that story to her mama, and it was like a way for them to connect, even though her mother didn't know who she was, that it was beautiful. It was very well written, well done. Good job, Evelyn, on that. I thought it was a great additive for their relationship, because besides that, her mom was kind of out of it when it came to her and wasn't really responsive to her as her daughter, but she was responsive to her as the fairy in this fairy tale. Her name was Mari or whatever. So she needed someone to take care of her mentally, physically. He needed to take care of someone, and they both needed someone to understand them. Okay, Celeste, baby. Yes, the story was definitely on point, baby. She needed somebody to come and help her. So eventually, like, I'm gonna say like 5 days. Evelyn, you tell me if I'm wrong or not. About the 5th day, they was bumping and grinding. He was blowing her back out. He had only been there for 160 hours. He was there a minimum of 5 days before he was breaking her back in. You heard me? And I wasn't mad at him. I wasn't mad at him, and I wasn't mad at her. And you know what that means when he tried to cook for her with Rena. Oh my God, Rena was something else. Rena was the mom's nurse, and she was taking care of mom. When Zaire got there, she didn't give a fuck about that mama no more. And she ended up quitting at the end when she knew she wasn't gonna get him. No, it wasn't no few weeks. It was, in my head, it had been like 5 days. Evelyn talking about it had been a few weeks, baby. He had her bent over in 72 hours. But Rena was a mess, baby. He came up in there and Rena was like, baby, I'm about to quit this job. I'm about to have me a man with some money, baby. She came on strong and hard. Ooh, speaking of women, y'all know one thing that was kind of refreshing to me in this book? I am so glad. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a little mess in a book, and I actually don't be mad at it when I read it. But for some reason, in here, I was so glad that he did not have a woman that he was embarrassing throughout the whole dang on book that was trying to hold on. I guess you could put Rena in that category, but he didn't have somebody that was trying to make him her man, but he didn't really want to fuck with her like that, right? So I don't know, it was refreshing to me because I get tired. I be tired of these women just embarrassing themselves in these books, okay? So oh, and Tia, her friend Tia, so she had a friend in the book. Oh, and Brent, he was such a non-factor. Why you do Brent like that, Evelyn? Had him running up behind that girl like that, coming over there trying to take her out to eat, knowing he didn't have. Once Zaire stepped up on that property, Brent was out the door. Okay, so Brent is her best friend Tia brother, her best friend Tia husband brother. So that's who Brent was. Brent was like the man that was trying. So he the woman in this book. I just said it was refreshing that we ain't had no woman embarrassing herself, but Brent was the woman because he was in her embarrassing himself. he done flew all the way to Tia house to try to get up on her, and she wasn't paying him no attention. Then her man then came. He was walking fast. No, he was running, baby. He thought he was finna get him some when he got to that house, baby, and Zaire slipped right on up in there. The brother, that was Tia's brother-in-law, right? Brent was on some BS, right? With his little drug dealing self, baby. I'm going with the golfer, baby. I'm over here with him. I don't care if he a crip or not. I'm not going to be dealing with you and your drug slinging. Take that all over to somebody else or whatever. So yes, Brent was a mess, and he needs to go somewhere and sit down. But anyway, the story was really beautiful between Zaire. They had some little bumpy moments, like of course when he found out that they owed money on the land, but even those things weren't really bad. Like, they didn't make my heart beat real fast like some books do, you know, because so it was just like a really nice, beautiful, I feel like this love story it was a love story for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a really beautifully written love story. Cool. You know what? I was trying to figure out who all these people was. I feel like I know them. The people from the other books that show up throughout the other, you know, you don't have to read those books. What about when she dropped that water on him and Rena? When they went out to the club, go to the black golf. Baby, listen, go to the black golf course. No, that's what I'm saying. Is that a thing? Is that really a thing, Rhonda? She said, I bet his, I don't know, Jennifer. He probably had them blue flags on her, everything. Evelyn, come on to the front of the room. She done had a gang reconciliation at a concert. That was so cool to me. So he took her, she went to go visit her best friend. He surprised her and came out to the best friend house and everything. And he surprised her, came to the house. They went to a concert, and it was Crips and Bloods at the concert. But they was cool with each other. It wasn't no drama. It wasn't no gang. It wasn't no gang banging. They was Crip walking and snooping all throughout the concert, and it was all love, all good. I absolutely loved it. I loved that. Even that was heartfelt. The Crips and the Bloods was loving on each other and shouting each other out. So those are the people from some of her other stories. If you have not read her other series with Luna and them, y'all gotta read it if y'all ain't read that. All of her books, Evelyn, I have been saying this for a while now, but I feel like some authors just have, I read a lot of amazing authors, but some authors just have that thing, like when you read, it make you think, it make you feel, and all of that. And you got it. Whenever I read one of your books, I always feel something. I always get some wisdom, jewel, like just something. You know, when you read and you be like, say that, or you know, something like that. Every time I read a book of yours, I always have that. Blue and Malika family, they had that. But yes, so yeah, she had a gang party up in her and everything. It was just like so different. Like they was in her kicking it. So eventually, now they're together. Tia, when he and then he paid for her to go see her best friend. She didn't want to go. He got a nurse to come to the house because Rena done quit at this point. She don't give a fuck about life no more since she couldn't get Zaire. And so she went to go see her best friend, and that was like a turning point for them where they officially yes, girl, yes, you be feeling us. But they officially said they were together, they boyfriend and girlfriend now. You mine, I'm yours, all that type of stuff, right? So that was the turning point. I must be having that on camera designing a golf bag. Come on, Jennifer. And so that's when they officially, you know, said they was gonna be together. He had some reservation. He knew he wanted to be with her, and he knew that she was the one for him, but he kind of had some, no, he was all in. She had some drawback because she said, so was this a retelling of Cinderella? She said she doesn't know if he's the prince or if he's the slipper, the glass slipper. So she's not knowing if he is coming to be her woman. When we gonna start golfing? Oh Lord, they talking about golfing in the comments on Facebook. They finna start a girl golfing group. So I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, she had some reservation because she didn't know if, you know, I guess it was like an insecurity. She was a thick girl. You know, she didn't have as much going on for her as probably she felt like she should, dealing with somebody like him. And so she didn't want to be hurt. And that's why she had that attitude. Come on, Evelyn. A lot of us use that as black women as a defense mechanism. Like, I'm not going to let you get too close to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to allow you to hurt me. Right? So she let her guard down, but she still had some reservation. You know, why would this big time golf guy want me? You know what I'm saying? So she's still afraid of being hurt and everything. So he's constantly reassuring her, having to reassure her. But why did he keep going off on her though? This a hood one for you. This is a hood one for you. He was like, you think you the only one that got problems? My daddy been in jail, and my daddy went to jail because I killed somebody when I was 5 years old. It's not funny, and I'm sure it's happened. But why did you have this baby killing somebody in this book? At 5? He couldn't have been 8 or 10. He been killing folks since he was 5 years old. When he gave her his credit card and said, pay the bills, all of them. Come on now, pay the bills. All the bills. Even the $60,000 bill that you owe on the legs. Come on, black women. We need that in our life. Listen. Yes, mama, that was a good part too. But so she had some reservations. So he was constantly having to reassure her that, you know, this, I'm for you. I want you. I love you. And it seemed like it took for him kind of pulling that love back when he was kind of mad at her when them people came to the house and was talking about she was broke. And he was having to save her. When you do everything on your own, it's hard to just let and trust somebody to do it for you. Yeah, I can see that. And then also when it almost feels like too good to be true, which is definitely a trauma response. Definitely a trauma response, right? It's like, this too good, this can't be happening to me. As an officer, so I've heard some wild stories about kids shooting people. Oh, okay. You know something I don't, because why is the 5-year-old? I don't even, I barely can pull the trigger on the gun. And a 5-year-old is out here popping. I laughed. I did. It wasn't funny. It was a very serious moment. But I laughed at that because I don't know why the kids up there. That was the most tension when she didn't take care of all them bills. But she spent $5K on the bag. And he said, spend bigger. Child. They be tripping in these books. These women's be... She didn't even want to get the stuff. She didn't even want to go shopping. Right? The shooter drop. I can see it. But yes, that's why his father went to jail, because the baby it was some drama going on. His daddy was in the streets. Girl, I just couldn't imagine it. That's why it was funny to me, because I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, and his dad's in jail for life for that. You know. So what did y'all think about? Ooh, that was a big part of the book too, y'all. When he was like, his daddy didn't leave the game for him, and I was thinking that too. And it kind of thrust him into that life and made him have to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? So how did y'all feel about the dad? But I guess if you grow up in that type of environment, I kind of want to go to Crescent, but then again, it seemed like it might be a little chaotic for me. Am I safe to go to Crescent, Evelyn? Can I go to Crescent? Because the Crescents, niggas that come up out of Crescent, they be them ones. They be them ones. But it actually don't seem very safe to go to Crescent. Crescent seem like you gotta be from Crescent to be able to go to Crescent. Okay? But, you know, that was something big. And when he spoke to her, when his dad spoke to her on the phone, it's like towards the end, she said no. Okay, y'all, it ain't safe for us to go to Crescent. But when she spoke with his father, and he said, tell him that I am proud of him, I was bawling. Because the way that she wrote it, to jail or did anyway. Oh, child. We be having a lot going on. But he blamed himself for dad's life sentence, but he had to let him know that it was his lifestyle. Right. No golfing in Crescent. Oh, okay. I'm dreaming too big. I'm thinking about the wrong thing. But yeah, that touched me a lot, because one decision, you know, just one thing that you do in your life can cause you to lose everything. And not only did it cause the dad to lose everything, but now his son has the burden of, you know, taking over the family and being the man of the house, and just all that baggage, child. And she got the same thing on her. She got to take care of the family. She got to, you know, think about everything and get everything on track. So they was one and the same, actually. They had a lot in common, even though they were worlds apart. He got shot. Oh, Zaire. Evelyn, Celeste got a question. But yeah, so of course in the end they ended up together. Oh my God, when Tia wasn't pregnant, why didn't you make Tia pregnant? That broke me off my heart too, that Tia wasn't pregnant. That's the best friend. She just got married. She was trying to have a baby with her husband. Her husband was a good man, and she couldn't get pregnant. And then Evelyn up here, we waiting in suspense to she taking a pregnancy test, and I'm thinking the pregnancy test going to be positive, and it's negative. I'm like, this is a fairy tale. This is not fairy telling. Because that's real life. I guess I wanted Tia to be pregnant. I felt like they deserved it. Oh, she was pregnant at the end. Right. I'm talking about that time, though. But yes, so it was real good. And it was a good fairy tale like story. Like I said, this story was light. It was some heavy stuff in it. It was some heavy stuff in it, but it was a love story. And when her can we talk about the hunch? So that's what you want to talk about, this hunching. What was going on with the hunching? Zaire was tearing her ass up. That's all we need to know, baby. He was tearing her up every which way. I was tired for her. Actually, by the end of the book, I was tired. I was like, baby, I can't take no more. I can't take no more. I'm tired. So I know she tired in the book. I was tired, baby, because every time he thought about it, every time he looked at her trains, planes, automobiles, he was turning that ass up. Okay? He was having flashbacks when she was dancing in that room when he first got to the land. They was nasty. So let's say they was nasty. They was doing what grown folks do. And the mama, did he take you through there last night, girl? Hold on, mama. His mama, that was a good part of the book too, when his mama ended up coming to the resort. She swallowed it. But yes, I loved Leisha. I loved her. That would be me, yeah. But she was very real. You could tell she was loving, but you could tell she was just a real girl. She was a real girl. And she came in, she loved on everybody, including the mother, including, Meadow. Wasn't no drama. That's what I'm saying. It was light. This was light. It was a light book, and it was really good. It was good. This is a good Valentine's Day book. So if you haven't read it, this will be a good Valentine's Day book to read for Valentine's Day, because it's just real loving. His mama liked it. I couldn't believe Meadow had no stripper pole. I couldn't believe she had it, because remember I was saying, I'm thinking she like mild, kind of meek. You know what I'm saying? Not you got a stripper pole. And she still lit her. Leisha never left. I could imagine it. I'm at that point in my life now where I can be just out the way. Like, put me out the way. We can go live outskirts, or whatever. She was a mom bird. She sure was. It was a good read. She got the whole house on the property now. Yes. And she probably taking care of business. She probably getting that mama together. She said she was wait a minute, did the mama die? That her daddy brought for her. Yes. And so Leisha probably down there taking care of everybody, making everybody feel loved. She probably then stepped in as their mother figure for Meadow, all that. So I loved her. I love the new mamas in the books, because they is very much giving me. Because it's like, how you the mama? But yes, so it was good, y'all. If you haven't read it, you should read it. Evelyn, if you ain't read Evelyn Latrice catalog, you need the I done killed Magnolia off. She said Magnolia's still alive. I'm like, did I miss something? Did she die? Magnolia's still alive. She's still on and kicking, y'all. And hopefully they gonna have some life-saving, oh, she loving on him. She love him. Some advancements in dementia and can get her together. Oh, also, oh, a good Black History Culture Appreciation Month book. It would be. It would be, because we have to. Rhonda, why did he pull that gun out on them people? Please tell me. So the reporters that came to this girl's house, and he didn't had a moment. He didn't had a moment. Why he pull a gun out on them people? Oh, she thought Zaire was Ray. Oh, it made me so sad. No problem, and we're gonna keep rocking with you. We're gonna be reading everything. Thank you for joining us tonight and talking to us and hanging out with us and stuff and answering everybody's questions and everything. But yes, he did not have to pour that gun out on them people. Like, that was very unnecessary, very over dramatic. Nobody's life was in danger. I'm like, boy, put that hood back in your pocket. Put it back in your pocket. They was just getting back used to you again. And I'm glad he was back on top by the end of the book. Back on the top of his game. Okay? And so, yes, definitely read this if you haven't read it. The 19th hole, he was all up in her 19th hole, baby. And he was talking her through it. If you was talking about, he was talking her through it. But Meadow little sneaky self was something else when it came to that bedroom, baby. Because I'm thinking she like, no, she got up in that bedroom and she turned into a whole motherfucking freak. Oh my God, that cuff. He was wearing me out with that. He was wearing me out with that. He was wearing me out with that cuff. But yes, y'all, we do not have a book next week. And remember, I told y'all we not forcing it. So we might not have one the week after that. But if we do, I will be here. And I'm also going to be making an announcement in the book club this week, which is something that came to me today. I just go as the spirit review. Meadow was putting that cat on. Baby, she wasn't just putting it on them, she was putting it on them and all type of shit. I was like, okay, little Meadow, baby, she been over there practicing on that pole. But yes, so it ain't nothing bad or nothing like that, but just once I get my thoughts clear, I'm always making some announcements, but don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm with y'all. I'm rocking with y'all till the wheels fall off. But it's a lot going on in the world, and I just want to address it, talk about some things or whatever. It's the Black Girl Book Club podcast, so we have to. So I appreciate you guys for joining me tonight. The 19th hole was the shit. It was a good love story. A lot of hunching. He was wearing her ass out. And a lot of love. A lot of love. A lot of wisdom in this book. So if you haven't read the 19th hole, definitely read it. I tried to do it justice. Oh, Miss Evelyn, mom said, what's next? What you coming out with next? What's next? Mama, she got to read. Oh, and are you going to be at any book events this year? Good night, cuz. She gonna let us know, y'all, and I'll let y'all know. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys when I see y'all next time we have us a good book that come out and we gonna talk about it. I'ma holler at you. Shout out to Evelyn Latrice. Thank y'all so much, and I'm finna get off of here. Love everybody. It's the Black Girl Book Club podcast. The Black Girl Book Club podcast. Hey! Woo! Is it over? 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 Is it over?